you struck at divinity and did not falter. Good. That fire in your blood, you felt it, did you not? When her spells broke against you, when her spirits could not hold you, that was no mortal strength. Remember that feeling. You will need it.
Over the last few episodes, I have been slowly planning my escape from Helheim, figuring out a way to get out of this land, not just because I want to be free from it, but because I want to free myself from the constraints that is this area. But to do this, I've had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. I've had to relearn the ways of Malum, poke and prod at myself, spend time studying and researching, and trying my best to manipulate matter, all just to make this dimension bend to my will. And today, I shall escape. But to do this, I must face Hell herself. And I think through my journey so far, I have prepped myself and I have become significantly more powerful. I have made several different trinkets, rings, and necklaces, everything available that I could get my hands on from Malum. I have crafted incredibly powerful spells, made resources that allow me to heal myself upon demand, and have even chosen a path of power. With all of this power we have gained thus far, it is time to prepare the ritual. I should get my gear in check to fight off against Hell. This won't be an easy fight. On reaching Hell's arena, I will need to provide several materials to the spirit altar at the center of the arena to summon her spirit. And so things we're going to need is going to be a golden sacrificial bowl, a greater healing potion, an amethyst bronze ingot, blank slate, a source gem, and a skeleton skull. So I must take all of the prior knowledge, everything that we have done thus far, and add it together in order to be able to summon Hell. First thing, we need to reach out to the demon dimension, and by doing some simple trading, we can go ahead and craft ourselves a sacrificial bowl. And with this, we can combine that with some of the chthonic gold to make ourselves a golden sacrificial bowl. Along with our potion of greater healing, which we farmed up a while ago, we also need ourselves some amethyst bronze, which I do have more over here that we made bulk for. And blank slates, well, we also had made some of those and also got some via our quest rewards. And through our journeys, we have definitely made source gems. And last but not least, we just need to combine our block of grim talc to create ourselves a skeleton skull. With all of these items, we now should have everything needed in order to take on Hell herself. There are some awesome tips here though that could help this mechanic. So for example, we do have the gear recommendations, and we have a list that can bring up all the equipment that could be recommended for this fight. And it even does a good job of explaining the actual fight mechanics that we'll have to take on. And this should help us not make awful mistakes. For example, like understanding how its anti-flying mechanic works. We can still fly, we just can't fly too high, otherwise we'll be affected by the chains of Ragnarok. And another interesting mechanic, Hell is a flying boss who hovers above the ground and teleports frequently to avoid melee combat. And she excels at ranged magic attacks. And some of these attacks are absolutely horrifying, including this nearly like legendary action that is the Skulk Tentacles, which is a Eldritch spell. I think, however, everything I'm going to need is currently on me. I definitely have the red health patches, which are going to be very powerful. We even have the greater health potions just in case we have to heal more than these patches can allow us to do. And we also have our scythe for taking out close range mobs, and we have the sentient bow, which should be very effective against Hell. And what's going to allow this sentient bow to work very well is by having ourselves a Tartaric that is charged up, that is inside of our bauble slot here. Along with that, we also have the Gilded Belt, which gives us +2 armor, the Gilded Ring, which gives us another +1 armor, the Ornate Ring, which gives us +1 armor toughness, and we have the Ring of Esoteric Spoils, which is giving us just more spoils, and then we have the Belt of the Magebane, which is going to help prevent us from taking magic-related damage, which I think will be very helpful for this fight. Now, the way that I have my current skill points set up, I have spec'd into health. I have gone all the way up the line to base armor, all the way down in order to get the extra drop spirits when they're killed. And then I've also spec'd into melee, lifesteal, and range damage, and also trying to expand that off the side, while also speccing into draw speed and extra will from mobs, and same going up. Now, as far as the magic section goes for spending our points, I have tried to route all the way up to getting up to the top here, where we have at least 10% spell power, where it's been increased a couple of times, which is very nice. I've also spec'd at least once into 10% of the cooldown reduction, and then also spec'd all the way over to get to the 10% iron spells cast speed. And then any other remaining points, I've just tried to extend all the way down to gain extra mana and mana regen, which is very powerful. A way that you can get extra points is by completing some of these other tasks that you have over here. So anything extra that you have done throughout your journey, this right here will expend and give you extra magic points. And now with all of this set up, it is time to equip up, making sure that I have plenty of ratatouille to keep me nice and filled up. And we can either travel directly to Hell's Arena, or we can open the quest and teleport directly there. This is the arena, and the outside of this place is epic looking. I mean, just look at these skulls that are just laying on their sides and covering the bottom of this thing. Absolutely gorgeous structure. But I can't go getting caught up in the beauty of this structure. Otherwise, I might get lost here forever. What I want to do is I want to set my spawn point with my heartstone, and then let's work our way to the arena. Oh my goodness, this place looks wild. To summon hell herself, we must place in all of these items one by one, making sure the sacrificial bowl is the last item that gets added. And when we are ready, we shall summon hell herself.
The gates of Helheim open but once.
This is so cool.
The cold embrace.
This is the boss. All right, so I do want to try getting some spells off, making sure that we stay consistent here, because she does regen health.
Okay. She's really scary, but I noticed something. She's only half alive? Dead? I don't know. But you should watch out for the spirits she summons. They leave bad stuff on the ground. Don't stand in the bad stuff. That's my tip. Don't stand in the bad stuff.
Now, I never have said I'm the best at PvE content. I'm not the best at boss battling, but I am going to try my best. Oh my goodness, I'm getting Eldritch blasted. This is not good. I need to make sure to eat and continue. I don't want to fly too high, because if we fly too high, we get hit with this nasty lightning effect, and I am chained to the ground and I can no longer get up. And it does hit you for quite a bit. Oh boy. All right, we're getting exploded now. I'm gonna make sure. Oh. Yes. We've now got her down to about half health.
Rise, my children.
She's making copies of herself? Which one is real? I can't tell either. Try hitting them. The fake ones should go away when you hit them. I think. Don't quote me on that.
The bow is making a huge difference. All right, that one is gone, I think. I can't tell which one is her. I think this one is. The one that is teleporting around for sure is. We definitely need to use our health patch. And make sure we eat. I cannot kill what is already dead. Okay. We need to get rid of all these. Okay. Ball lightning is so good. Her shield is so effective. We need to find out where she went. She's around here somewhere. Ah, there she is.
You cannot.
Oh my goodness.
What is all
Okay. Moving away from that. That is horrifying. That is the Eldritch spell, by the way. Oh my goodness, which in my opinion is akin to a legendary action that you would see in D&D. So cool. All right, let's take her out. Ow, I'm chained. No, let's roll. Oh my goodness. We've got her down past half health now, which is perfect, but I think she's also going to get a little bit more aggressive. Oh my goodness. I have no idea what that electric ability is, but I need to learn it. It is so cool. I'm just being Eldritch blasted from a distance. Okay. It's a health patch. And regen. And then I also need to clear out some of these mobs. They are definitely taking over. Especially the ranged mobs. Whew. All right, then make sure we get back in this fight. Oh, we're getting hit with chained. Okay. I think we're doing well. I think we're doing good. Is she the real one? No, she is not the real one. That's the real one. All right. Oh, beautiful. We got quite a bit of damage dealt on her.
I shall drag you to Helheim.
This is so epic. I think we've almost got it though. Yes. Yes.
You cannot kill what is already dead.
Okay, ability patch. We got more health back. She is also able to heal. But I think we are about to finish her off. Come on. Quit hiding
This
like a coward.
Changes.
And I think I got her. I think that was it.
Patient.
Oh my goodness. That was something else. I think her stuff dropped over here because I killed her behind this area. Or at least I think I did. I definitely need to check the seat area, making sure that everything has been killed. And you know what? I think that went, pretty well. I have now defeated Hell herself. And in doing so, I received the dead heart. And with this heart in my hand, there is only one thing that I can do with it. And that is to consume the heart.
The goddess of the dead yields her gate, and the dishonored dead watch in silence as one of their own walks free. You struck at divinity and did not falter. Good. That fire in your blood, you felt it, did you not? When her spells broke against you, when her spirits could not hold you, that was no mortal strength. Remember that feeling. You will need it. But hear me well. Hell tested your will. What waits beyond will test your flesh, your mind, and every scrap of stolen power you carry. And there is something else. A shadow that moves between the realms, old as the roots of Yggdrasil, with scales like night and hunger without end. It has noticed you. Keep your blade sharp and your wits sharper.
And with that, I have now ascended. I feel much more myself. Consuming Hell's heart has drastically increased my strength and allow me to access new realms thanks to my renewed physical form. I've been granted the Bifrost Key, 8 Helheim points, and more magical skill points. Also, something new has happened. This little spirit, or Vyet, as it's called, is as annoying as ever. That being said, it might turn out to be useful after all. During my fight with Hell, it adapted to some of her weaknesses and even picked up new abilities from watching her. I can invest some training into the skill tree each time I defeat a new major enemy. This scroll will allow me to enable or disable some of the powers I've unlocked for Vyet. That is pretty cool. And we also get some skill points. Inside the skill tree, we can now see another tab. In this tab, we can choose a few things. For example, Hell's Blessing, which will give us +1 armor and 5 natural healing by default. That is really cool. But then we get to choose whether we want Soul Heal, a chance to heal when attacked at low health, or Little Helper casts a shield when hit by projectiles, or a chance to cast Oak Skin on hit, which would be very nice, or release spirits on hit, which also sounds kind of cool. Personally though, I really think Oak Skin would be really awesome to have a chance to be casted onto you. And then we also get bonus % chances as this levels up, giving us Oak Skin 3 that can be cast onto us. There's even more blessings that we can get from other areas as we continue on, it looks like. But as of right now, I think we can only select one at a time. So I think that this one is very good. Spirit Release sounds cool too, but I also kind of want the Soul Heal, maybe the chance to heal if we're attacked. I don't know. The Release Spirits really sound awesome, so I'm going to go with that. And then I can open up my paper here, and I should be able to select the ones that I want by holding scroll wheel and shift. This is so cool. And so I can also shift right click to enable or disable the abilities. That's pretty cool. A 45-second cooldown, but the chance to cast Oak Skin on me? That's such a powerful spell. But with all these cool things, we must now reach the Bifrost. The interdimensional gate known as the Bifrost will grant me access to other realms as I consume more hearts and unlock more of my former powers. The Bifrost may also serve as a conduit for trade and commerce. I should use the elevator on the center of the platform to head down and greet some of the new traders below. To access the Bifrost, we must use the Bifrost key. And by right-clicking this, we can now travel to the Bifrost. This is so epic. And here we are. Oh my. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is the Bifrost. And if we head down, we can greet some of our villager friends. Look at this, right here, we have a Fluix researcher. We can trade spirits for Certus quartz crystals. We have an ice and fire villager, an Ars villager over here, a shady wizard. Some of the standard vanilla villagers, all of which are surrounded by gold clusters. Oh, they're definitely flexing on me. This place is amazing looking though. Just heading back up, we can take a look at the Bifrost itself. Oh my, this. I'm speechless. That gave me chills. That is amazing. Oh, this is so cool. Inscribed on each of the portals are the runes for which these realms represent. And we are running on Bifrost. Now that we've made it to the Bifrost, well, we have to make a decision. We now must choose a path to the next realm. I must now make a decision on which realm to go to. Whichever path I choose will lock me out of the other path until I reach Muspelheim, the next god in my way. The first path is Niflheim, a desolate land of endless frosts and creeping mists, where magic runs deep through the ice, whose dwellers have bent its power to their will. The second is Jotunheim, a land of towering peaks and unyielding ice where the giants have turned their strength not just to war, but to craft. Their machines of iron and stone are said to shake the very ground. Will I choose magic or technology? That is a very good question. What path shall I choose? Do I tread the path of technology? Or do I tread the path of magic? This is such a tough decision. Up to this point, I have dabbled in a ton of magic, and so it only seems fitting that I would potentially choose technology. The more I think about it, the more I see the path is actually rather clear. I must go the path of technology. And in doing so, I have now unlocked a massive branch. In doing this, I have unlocked Actually Additions, Thermal Series, the Power Mod, Applied Energistics 2, Ender IO, Shrink, Integrated Dynamics Automation functionality, and RF tools. And these mods are insanely good. Now with my path selected, it only seems fitting to go ahead and seek out passage. And I think if we utilize our icons here and we choose the correct one, we should go into this portal right here. And this should take us to Jotunheim.
The wind bite of Jotunheim strikes before your eyes find the horizon. A cold that cares nothing for armor or will. It reaches through the iron and bone alike and grips the marrow. This is the realm of the Jotnar, the frost giants, the old enemies of Asgard. Everything here was wrought for titans. Mountains that pierce the roof of the sky. Trees vast enough to shelter whole clans beneath a single brush. Rivers of grinding ice that have carved these valleys since before mankind drew its first breath. You are small here. You are prey. The spirits of this land are powerful, ancient frostbound things that hoard their strength jealously. Take it from them. Every spirit felled, every fragment of power reclaimed brings you closer to what you once were. But the greatest of all awaits at the summit, Ymir, the first of all giants, father of frost, whose bones became the mountain and whose blood became the sea. He has stood since before Odin hung upon the tree. He will not kneel to the likes of you. Make him.
Oh, I will try my best. But first, we must escape to the surface. And so I must dig my way through this decrepit ice-filled lands. Ah, the surface. However, I do not have the ability to fly, much like I had in the dark. Here I feel much more exposed and out in the open. Oh boy. So this is Jotunheim. The cold pierces my very bones, a brittling, merciless wind that carries a faint smell of iron and smoke. The land stretches out before me in jagged peaks and shattered rocks, threaded through with enormous caverns of stone and material that no hand could have dug. I should keep moving and gather the resources needed to defeat Ymir as soon as possible. And in doing this, I get a Jotunheim skill point, which has opened up a new tab for us to spec even more points into, with my first being +1 to our health. Now, it does recommend me to make myself some boots for these lands, which I think would prove quite helpful considering all of the snow and potential snow pitfalls. And since I don't have the ability to fly, getting myself out of those sticky situations would be quite difficult. But before coming here, I left all of my things behind. I left them behind back at the base. So once again, I must return back to Helheim. But before I do, to make passage much easier, I should be able to utilize my energized heartstone to be able to bind my new location to here. And then to be able to get back home, I could use the Bifrost key to go home, or at least to where my home position is, which just so happens to still be back here. And something about this realm must be special, giving me the ability to fly here. but not in the other realms. But back here, I can fashion myself together some boots, and then combine the boots with our runestone to make sure we get ourselves some unbreaking on it. And then we can hot swap our gear by keeping our gear inside of our inventory, allowing us to hop swap, because this is going to be incredibly necessary in case we encounter combat. I just don't think I want to take on frost spiders and many other creatures that may be lurking in that realm with just some leather boots on. For now, having the ability to go back and forth between realms does feel quite useful, as having the ability to make sure that I can gather resources here, go back to my original realm, regain strength is very good. Or I could potentially use Helheim as a hub that is going to allow me to keep my storage, at least for now, depending on how hostile these realms are. Do you know one thing that could potentially serve me well, and that is a bed? But we can't sleep. This is going to be a challenge. But I think until the storm clears, we won't be able to do much adventuring at all. So I shall have to wait. Wait until dawn arises. Wait for this blasted weather to clear. And with that, we shall explore Jotunheim, in which we should discover a plethora of new materials that should allow us to inevitably get to our target, Ymir. Now, if you enjoyed today's episode and you've enjoyed the story thus far, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And if not for me, definitely do it for the little helper here. And with that, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter that made today's episode even possible. That amazing thanks is going to go out to Winston. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. Thank you so very much. And guys, with that, I look forward to journeying with you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.